welcome back to the shop. Since you've been gone, I've gotten caught up on a few things. I want to go over them with you so you can see how this is built. This is a Tipo I tell we were building. This is a kit I got from Anderson. And it's got, this is the fuselage is framed up. And there's some details I want to go over to help you out when you build this. Now, as you can see, I have the engine cocked over to about a 45-degree angle. That's so the muffler actually will clear the fuselage. If you put the engine at 90 degrees, you'll have to cut this part of the fuselage out and bury the muffler partially in the fuselage. Now, that's well and good if you want to do that. Super. I just didn't want to do that. I wanted to get my fuselage, keep it clean, keep it closed, and the muffler out in the air. So, now some of the things that you'll want to pay attention to is these side plates. Once you frame up your fuselage, you put all your bulkheads in, number 1 and number 2, and you get those framed up straight, 90 degrees, everything straight. Then you want to do your engine mount in your firewall. Get it in. The plans doesn't show it, but it's a good idea is to add some triangle stock right here on each side of the firewall. Just give it some extra area to be glued to. Now, you've got your firewall in there, but do not glue the cheeks on. Leave the cheeks off until you get everything else done. Then tack glue them where they should be, even with the bottom, even with the top. Just tack them in so that they're there. Take your engine and adjust your engine on the engine mount, farther forward or farther back to get to clear for it to protrude out the front of the nose ring. Now, as you can see here on the plans, it shows a 3/8" balsa wood spacer and then the plywood ring. This wasn't included in the kit, but I think we'll put that in the kit. Okay, once you get your engine in and set up, then we can take your nose ring and pull it together to glue it to pull the cheeks together to glue to the nose ring. And that way you got your nose ring, your engine is perfectly centered in there so that when you put the spinner on, it's going to be perfectly centered for you. It looks really good. My shop is getting smaller, it seems like. So then you'd have your spinner on and everything will look sharp. All right. So, again, do not glue the cheeks on until you get the engine mounted and where it needs to be. So you get at least a 1/16 of an inch space between the back plate of the spinner and the thrust washer. Now, you also have to pay attention to what kind of spinner you're going to use, because aluminum spinner, this here's a true turn spinner, they're flat on the back. Top Flight and some of the others, the spinner actually goes further back onto the drive washer, so you got to have your engine sticking out further to go inside the spinner somewhat. I prefer these. They're so much easier. if you nick a prop or something, it's easier to change this than it is to undo a bunch of screws and then try to line it back up. All right. The firewall listed on that is supplied with this kit is too small. It needed to be increased 1/8 of an inch on both sides and a 3/4 inch on one end. So I went ahead and increased that. That will be changed in the kits that come out. Now, as you can see, I've got my